Hello, BookTube, and welcome back to my Blu-ray library tour. And I'm continuing with BFI, the British Film Institute Collection. And there are two more silents that I missed off the first one, so we'll start with those. A fabulous film from 1929 called The Informer. By Arthur Robinson, Arthur Robinson. And this here is newly restored and also has a substantial booklet in it, but there is, they also restored the sound version that was recorded or filmed at the same time, which is a nice addition to this. I've not seen the sound version. So when I do watch this, I'll watch them. I'll watch the original again, and then the sound version, and that'll be a treat. This was the other Anthony Asquith film that I was talking about, Shooting Stars. I thought it was Shooting People, but it's Shooting Stars, which obviously is a play on words on several levels, and it's about. It's a film within a film, and you get to see some sort of behind the scenes silent film studio, which is really, really cool. I first saw this at a British Film Festival and fell in love with it. Cottage on Dartmoor is another one. I forget all the films. I think there's 4 or 5 that he did, and they're all excellent. So I want to revisit that. That'll be nice. Now, BFI excels in itself for having sort of collections, and this is part of the OZU Collection, and I'd like to get the rest. I think there's a few more in Blu-ray, and there's many more, or several that are in DVD. And this is the flavor of green tea over rice, and that was 1932. And Early Summer, another Ozu film, and this is 1951, I think it is. I think it's 1951. And then even a later one, Late Autumn. And this is 1960. It's in color, I believe. Yeah, it's in color. And I do want to see more of his films. And here's something that's just an outstanding film. I remember seeing this in Canada sometime in the night. When was this made? 1986, I think it is. And I must have saw it in the early 90s, very early 90s, like, or maybe late 80s, because there was we had a public television station there called TVO, and it was commercial free. On Friday nights, they had this Film International, and so they played international films, whether it be, non-North American, basically. And that's where I started watching a lot of non-English language films. Some I liked, but majority I didn't, but I started watching a lot of this material. And occasionally they would show something that was spot on, and I thought this was When the Wind Blows. It is directed by Jimmy T. Murakami, and it's written by Raymond Briggs. Many may know it from sort of I guess you call it a graphic novel by the same title. And it's voiced by Sir John Mills and Dame Peggy Ashcroft. It is fabulous. And the music, if I remember right, is it Sorry, my just sort of remembered. I'm not remembering. That's the problem. Let me look here. It should give me information somewhere that I can actually read, big enough to read. This is a problem with this long COVID brain fog. I think there's certain things I can't always remember. Anyway, it's fabulous music to it. Whoever did it, I know who did it. I think it was it was a David Bowie. I think David Bowie did this. Yeah, pretty sure. It's too small a wording for me to see in this light, or lack of light. Anyway, it's a good film. This is very interesting. And it's got one of those slip sleeves. And it is German concentration camps factual survey. It says a lost masterpiece of British documentary cinema from 1945, restored and compiled by the War Museum. And it's got, I think, Hitchcock. Is this the one that Hitchcock did, or some of it? It's quite harrowing. I've never actually watched it through yet. I've seen bits and pieces of it before, but this is restored. It's quite harrowing, but it's very, very fascinating in many ways. And also to sort of expand my and rewatch some older European cinema, and this is one of them, the War Trilogy by Roberto Rossellini. It composes Rome, Open City, Piazza, and Germany, Year Zero. It's 3 discs, and it's Italian, German, and English language. 1945, 46, and 48. The last one is counted as Germany and Italy, 1948. So just at the end of the war it was done. So very sort of poignant in many ways. This I've yet to watch, and this looks very interesting. It's early sound Weimar cinema, and it was basically, I guess you would say in 21st century, it was canceled by the Nazis. It was banned, and I don't know if the English title is Girls in Uniform, Matakin in Uniform. It's filmed by Letoni Sagan, and it looks visually quite stunning and interesting for the time as well. I look forward to watching that. We've already done this one as a book to film. I love the film, the book not so much. Basically because of who wrote it. But anyway, it's based on Ernest Hemingway's novel Farewell to Arms. It's a Frank Borzage film, and he was a fabulous director, even in sound, but he did a number of silent pictures that are amazing. Street Angel, Seventh Heaven, and Lucky Star, starring Janet Gaynor, and I can't remember his name, but this had Gary Cooper and Helen Hayes. This is from 1932. And this one I also mentioned. This is a TV movie, the Rogue Male. And it's actually based on a film. This is a book. Clive Donner directed this. And this was with Peter O'Toole. And this was done in the mid 76, that might have been, or 78, I can't fully tell. But it was Fritz Lang did it earlier in the 40s, and they're both different, and they're both uniquely good and interesting. And because it's Peter O'Toole, I like Peter O'Toole, so that's not a hard ask. This one I've yet to rewatch. I got this in 2021. It's another Sidney Lumet film. Fabulous actor, Rod Steiger. He had such a range in different parts, and extremely good actor. And this is The Pawnbroker. And this was 1955 or 59. I'm sorry, I can't see the dates. They have such small print on there. But it's a fabulous film. And now 3 films by Jean Cocteau, a film director that I do like and want to revisit again. La Belle et la Bête, sort of Beauty and the Beast, I think it is, by Jean Cocteau. And it's 1946. And Les Enfants Terribles. It's not directed by him, but it's dialogue and based on his novel, Jean Cocteau's novel. And it's directed by Jean-Pierre Melville. I've never actually seen this, so this will be something interesting to see. It's not directed by him, but and here's another one, Orphe, sort of the Orpheus myth retold in modern times. And it's Jean Cocteau again, and that was 19... Can't tell whether it's 1960 or 1950 off the top of my head. I can't remember. And this is something that's interesting. I just picked this up recently, like in the last, like just before Christmas, I think, for December, or somewhere around there. Found it really cheap because I think it's out of print now. Something that I've wanted for quite some time. It was a TV film. It's with Leonard Rossiter, but it's the Sex Olympics. And it's written by Nigel Neely, who's a very good writer for TV. Directed by Michael Elliott. Brian Cox is on it, Susan Neve, and Tony Vogel. It's basically, in some ways, it is a science fictional story set in the future where this is way before reality TV, but this is reality TV to its extremes, and people are sort of, it's their drug, TV, and people and society is kept sort of doped by watching these shows and wanting more and more explicit and worse, and actual killings and so forth. That's how I understand. I've yet to see it. I've read quite a bit about it, but it looks very interesting. And this is a DVD, and it's not been out on Blu-ray, I think, but I did get that quite reasonable price, so I bought it. Under £5, I think, so I was very happy with it. There's 2 films by the same name. This is the British one, I'm sure. Yes, it is. Yeah, because of the director, Thorold Dickinson. Gaslight. It's very, very. It's almost noirish in look, but very gothic. With the gaslights of the title in London, and there was an American version as well. I don't think that's on here. I like the British version better. And it's just Anton Wolbrecht and Diana Wynyard. It's a fabulous film. 1940. And I think it's about the same time as the American version, but as I say, it just doesn't have the oomph and the look for it. And here's a remake of his silent film, J'accuse. I Accuse. And it's sort of for World War One. And I've actually never seen the sound version that he did in 1938. We'll eventually get it. I did show it on my show, but I've got a very huge special edition French pressing, I guess if you want to call it, of the original Jacques. It is a fabulous film. Abel Gance is amazing. And we'll see a couple other, well, we already saw Napoleon, and we'll see the silent Jacques, and then we'll see La Roue, the Wheel, which is another fabulous one. That's upcoming. Not, it's also no, you can't see it here. Oh, actually you can. It's, I think, that is Louis Fiade, and I think beside it there is The Wheel. 7.5 hours long. Anyway, back to BFI. John Huston, another director that I really like, and this is Humphrey Bogart and Jennifer Jones in Beat the Devil. And this was, it's got Robert Morley, Peter Lorre, is this the one that Truman Capote was writing the script for? I'm not sure. Can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, it's a good film from 1953, I think it is. And this is another remake, and it's not as good, I don't think, as the original one, but it's got its own aspects to it, and good. It's another, obviously, director I like, Frank Capra. It's Pocketful Miracles, Glenn Ford, Betty Davis, Hope Lang, Arthur O'Connell. And this was a colorized version from 1961. And Jean Renoir is another French filmmaker that I want to revisit, which I like. I remember seeing this on TV, but not a very good copy of this, and apparently this is stunning. It's like, well, it's Martin Scorsese says here, one of the most beautiful color films ever made. It's always touted with The Red Shoes by Powell and Pressburg, and this is called The River. And that was made in 1951. It's Technicolor, obviously, but it is stunning, and I'm sure more stunning on Blu-ray. This is a more recent release. It's another Powell and Pressburger film, hence getting it. It's one of our aircraft is missing, and it stars Eric Portman, which is in a lot of Powell and Pressburg films. He's really good. Bernard Mills. And it's Second World War. Looking for the date here, 1942. And this has a nice little booklet, a square-bound little booklet rather than stapled in a slipcase. So that was quite nice. And now we're getting to Samurai. Akira Kurosawa's Samurai Collection. This is BFI. It's got it's in a digipack, and it's got quite a few extras with it. It's got a booklet, and there are 4 Blu-rays, and they range from 1954, 57, 58, 61, and 62. So that is fabulous, and it'll be enjoyable to rewatch them. This was something that I hummed and hawed at to buy, but it finally went down cheap enough. It was a special edition, and then they're releasing them separately now. And it's not because of the main actress that I bought it. It's because it's they're lesser known films, but it's the sort of other actors that are on there that I find interesting. And this is a Marlene Dietrich box set. Marlene Dietrich at Universal, 1940 to 42. And it does this these digipacks, which I really like, digi cases, cardboard, and I really like those. And let's see what we got here. And it's got a nice booklet with it as well. We got Pittsburgh, and that has Randolph Scott, John Wayne in it. So that's why it's interesting to me. The spoilers, Randolph Scott and John Wayne again. The Flame of New York, New Orleans. That's 1940. This one's 1941. And it's got Roland Young, Misha Auer, Andy Devine. Yeah, and the other two, the Spoilers was 1942, and Pittsburgh was 1942 as well. And the last one is Seven Sinners, and this has Broderick Crawford, Anna Lee, Misha Auer. Yeah, so that's the reason for this. Is the original is the other actors on here, and it's a really nice box set as well. When they do this kind of thing, I really like it when they produce a nice set like this. And as I say, it went down to just a ridiculously low price that literally the Blu-rays were like a few pounds a piece, so I couldn't say no to it. And another box set here for another director, mostly silent, but this is Carl Theodor Dreyer's is all his sound films. And it says Carl Theodor Dreyer is one of world cinema's most revered filmmakers. And this includes oh, actually, sorry. This is another silent. I thought this was no, this is the silent one. Sorry, I got confused because there is a box set of his sound films. But this is a silence, so I should have had this with the silence. This is I got confused there. Master of the House, 1925. Good Mothers, 1942. So there is sound ones in here. Day of Wrath, 1943. The Fight Against Cancer. I think it's documented 47. The Village Church, 47. They Caught the Ferry. It's a very short, 1948. Thorvaldsen, 1949. Sarstrom Bridge, 1950. A Castle Within a Castle, 1954. Ordette, 55. And Gertrude, 64. So it's actually only has one, Master of the House, that is a silent. And that actually was done. I can't remember if it was in my silent Blu-rays of Masters of Cinema, but they did do a DVD of it. I know that for sure. This is kind of bashed up, the box, but oh well. So yeah, I'd forgotten that had a silent in there. But he's a fabulous filmmaker, and I really enjoy this. Like all the extras and everything on there as well. So I'll end it there. There'll be one more video for the BFI material, and then we'll move on to Indicator. So one more for BFI. I'll see you then, BookTube.